Update Reddit.
Guys on Reddit, how did a woman ruin her chances with you? A girl asked for my number at work, and on our first date hangout we went through the McDonald's drive-thru and she threw her old drink cup out of the window of the car and into the parking lot right before I stopped at the speaker and laughed as it blew up all over the place. Later on she threw her McDonald's bag of garbage out the window too. I didn't text her again. McDumped. She tried to cheat on her fiancé with me. She also wanted to cheat on you with her fiancé. Double red flag. I was texting with a girl on Tinder, and suddenly she just says that she is not interested anyway. So I'm like, alright, fair enough. Then she texts back, you're not really trying that hard, huh? So I find out that she just did it to make me try harder. Did not work, I can tell you that. You're not trying that hard, huh? I would if it was worth it. Was in a bar with a girl I was seeing and some of her friends were there too. She goes up to a random guy and starts making out with him. I see it, her friends see it, her friends see that I see it. She starts walking up to me and two of her friends grab her and take her outside. That was the last time I saw or talked to her. Her friends are the real MVP. She made me buy her an egg roll from the place next to where we were eating. She didn't want to do it herself because she claimed Chinese people creeped her out. When I asked her why, she said, because of Pearl Harbor. Also, she stole my iPod. Those damn Chinese and their ability to time travel to 80 years ago and mind control Japanese people to attack the United States. I don't blame her. Talked about her ex the entire time and started making subtle comparisons to me. It felt like I was being vetted for a job. I had a date one time constantly talk crap about her ex who she had a kid with. Except she ended with telling me she was going to try and make it work with him. Why the hell are we on a date then? She frequently told my female friend, roommate different tactics she needed to use to keep a guy she was seeing interested. They were mostly small things like telling the guy that she was hosting a party, but explicitly not inviting him to join. I want nothing to do with women who think it's good to deliberately manipulate or emotionally abuse their boyfriends. Went on one date with this girl, 22, and took her to see Oz the Great and Powerful in 3D, and this is what happened. She ordered nachos with cheese and when offered jalapenos, began shouting, "What's a ya lap a no, gimme one to try." Then she started coughing and choking when she ate a slice of one and shouted, "Ew, why you gonna put that on em? No, don't want it." The cashier and I just looked at each other in disbelief. She ordered an excessive amount of snacks as well. When the film started she kept taking the 3D glasses off and on and waving her hands around while audibly declaring, "It's like it's in my face. Never seen a 3D film before. F hell." This caused people to turn around and put their fingers on lips to shush her. I waved apologetically to them. She got up and left halfway through and asked me to go with her. She wanted a cigarette, so we missed a good 10 minutes of the film. During said cigarette break she asked if I had money for weed. I don't smoke, drink or do drugs. After the film I went to draw some cash out of the ATM. At that point she then shoved her head between me and the machine and said, "How much you got?" "Ooh, nice. I'll have some." I was just annoyed at this point and told her I couldn't lend her any money as I needed it. I dropped my wallet in the taxi and 20 pounds slipped on the floor. She took it and for a solid 2 minutes pleaded with me to could keep it. I said no obviously. When the taxi dropped her off she leaned in and said, "Can I give you a call later if I want a takeaway?" I said no because I had spent a considerable amount of money on what should have been a relatively cheap night out. So she walked off in a huff. For the rest of the journey I told the taxi driver what had happened and we had a good laugh at what a night it was. Never saw her again. This is like the date from hell. Honestly. By thinking the silent treatment is an effective form of conflict resolution. My wife used to do that stupid s. She realized it stopped working when I would just have a F it attitude and go watch TV. After sleeping with me, she said that she doesn't want to see me again. I did like her though, but I respected her decision. 3 weeks of no communication, I got a message from her saying, "So that's how it's going to be. Don't ignore me." Yeah lady. No. Sounds like a tactic Cosmo would recommend. Sorry, I'm not into single guys. F done. Bye. The fuck it? Assumed I owed her everything. Yeah, we just met, I don't owe you anything. That was never going to work out well. She failed to mention she had a boyfriend who I had actually met and spoken to a few times. Her house was hoarder's status, pulling a fake pregnancy and abortion on me in an attempt to keep me interested. After months of drama for no reason other than to keep me from getting bored of her, her words when I later asked why she was the way she was, that made sure she'd never get another chance when she kept trying to rekindle things by trying to make me jealous by sleeping with my friends. Yay, no thanks. I came back from a 9-week sale and she was 6 weeks pregnant with my child. Damn, you must have some slow semen. She didn't wipe her very well. Serious. Been there, very shitty situation. When I was younger I was doing not so bad for myself. Paid my bills on time, had a car, job, lil apartment. After about 2 weeks of hanging out with this girl and meeting her brother, he borrowed $5. Not a big deal until she gave him my phone number. B, he hits me up asking me for $20 and hadn't even paid the $5 back from when I first met him. C, was befriending my female housemate at the time and would have chats of how she planned on molding me into her dream BF. Buy her expensive things, etc. Was trying to always sex unprotected. I noped out of that situation fast. $25 loss was a very inexpensive lesson, my friend. Thank God you figured out about her plans for you before it got worse. She said she was going to wait until I fall asleep and then cut my hair. When I explained that this wasn't funny, my long hair obviously means a lot to me, she insisted. She seemed very surprised later when I declined to go on a second date. What a creepy thing to say, dude. Dodged a bullet there, buddy. I've got a golden one. In college there was this woman I was interested in, seemed pretty cool, etc. We hung out a few times, went on a date or two. We'd known one another for about 3 weeks. Her birthday was in that period. I was busy with a lot of midterms but remembered and sent her a nice message via Facebook. I thought that was good. Nope. The next day on her blog, which she was writing for a class and had asked me to read beforehand, she writes an angry post quoting my birthday message and tearing it apart for being cheap and easy, not meaningful, or something like that. Here's the kicker, she ended with a declaration that no one should have people like the one who sent this message in their life. My birthday was a week before hers and she never even acknowledged it. I took her advice and cut ties then and there. Winking face. About 20 minutes after a considerably large dinner, she straddles me. I told her I wasn't in the mood and I'd probably throw up on her if I was all shaken up. She gets pissy, goes to bed, and I wake up to a text the next morning that says, "I think you should stay at your mom's for a couple days." A lot of women can't handle being told no to sex. They're led to believe that if men turn down sex with them in a relationship, it's because they're cheating or gay. When I found out she stole from someone close to her, she peeled her sunburn off onto my rug. Just sat there on a chair and peeled it, tossing it on the floor. The end. Going out for a few weeks and we were chatting one evening after dinner when she dropped into conversation that since we'd been going out so long, that it was long past time. I dropped my female friends. At first I thought she was joking as she said it so casually, so I laughed. Suddenly her face changes and she's all pissed and offended and giving me the stare. I've still got mental whiplash from how quick the conversation turned, so I just ask what's wrong. She proceeds to tell me that it's not right for me to have female friends now that I was her boyfriend. She goes on further to say she doesn't trust them bitches despite having never met them. Now, I have a group of female friends who are like sisters to me and I a brother to them. Have known each other for ages and been through some tough times together, so at this point my back was up. I tell her that's a cuntish stance to have and I wouldn't make the same demand of her regarding her male friends. That's when she drops the second clanger, she'd still be keeping her male friends because that's different. I ended it at that point and just walked away. Huge hand grenade dodged. Left is Steve. On right is Steve after you tell him he's a good boy in the comments.